Hi guys, welcome to Garden Specialist channel. I'm showing you how to prepare soil for succulents. This is garden soil, this is river sand, and this is I'm showing you vermiculite to make the soil porous, and this is marble chips. These chips is also necessary. This is fungicide powder, and fungicide powder is needed to make the soil pest free. And perlite, this is perlite, and perlite helps to hold moisture in the soil. Soil should be very porous. Garden soil should be porous and well drained. And this is bone meal. Bone meal is very necessary for succulents, and it helps the succulents to grow. In winter season, the succulents grow in winter season, not the summer season. And mix the soil, this garden soil. Take 1 part garden soil, add equal, not the equal, but 3/4 amounts of river sand, and add river sand to the garden soil. This makes the soil very well drained and porous also. Then add marble chips to the soil, add vermiculite to the soil. Take a vermiculite, this is vermiculite, add vermiculite and bone meal and fungicide powder, neem powder. This will make pest free soil. And see how to prepare the soil. And this soil is prepared for succulents, and succulents need a porous and well drained soil, but at the same time perlite and vermiculite, they help to hold moisture. This you can add cocoa peat also, and cocoa peat is also good for making soil porous. And this is perlite, he's adding, he's my helper, and I'm showing you how to make the soil for succulents. This is very good. Perlite and vermiculite are very good for succulents, so add them. And bone meal is also very good for succulents. Add vermicompost to the succulent soil, and vermicompost is also very necessary. Add vermicompost also, and these things make the soil, gives nutrition to the soil. And these, so we have added fungus powder, vermiculite, perlite, bone meal, vermicompost, and marble chips, and what else, river sand, and then garden soil. All these things are to be mixed, and this will make soil very porous. And also at the same time, this will make it full of nutrition. Bone meal is good for succulents, and this vermicompost is needed. Vermicompost is good for succulents. And after every 15 days during the winter season, you should give NPK 20-20-20 to the succulents. And these succulents, they need NPK for growth. And you can add some this seaweed also to the mixture of soil, and it will be nice to add seaweed extract, or seaweed is also comes in powder form also. These are marble chips, and marble chips also, they make soil porous, and air can flow through the soil. Roots of the succulents are very thin, and they are not to be disturbed. At the same time, roots of the succulent need oxygen also. So when the soil is very dry, then only we have to add water to the soil and water the succulents thoroughly, and then leave them up to dry. After, when the soil is dry 1 to 2 inches, then only we should add water again after a week. And when we add water to the soil, just we should not this wet the succulents. We have to put slowly the water thoroughly, just not to make the succulents wet. Just add to the soil, or you can put the succulents this with pot in a container of water, and then they will absorb water from beneath, and when they are saturated with water, then you can keep them in their proper place. And these succulents should be planted with care, because their roots are very very thin hair like roots, so they should not be broken. And otherwise the succulent will take long time to develop roots, and then they will grow very slowly. So I am showing you how to plant the succulents. I have bought the succulents from the succulent this nursery, and these have come in this box, cardboard box. And now I am my helper is planting the succulents. And these succulents are, I have shown you how to prepare the soil, and now he is replanting the succulents. And see the hair like roots they have, and they are so small, but they will I'm planting in the starting of winter, so these will grow throughout the winter season, and their dormant period is in this summer season. So you should replant, or just sow them, or replant them, or transfer them in winter season. If you want to divide them, then also you should divide them in winter season. That is, you should if you divide them in winter season, and they can withstand the division. But if you divide them in summer season, then they will die. So succulents are not hardy. They are hardy in winters, but in summers they are very delicate, and you have to handle them care. So winters have come, so I have just these replanted my succulents, and now they will grow, and they will be all right when I just water them regularly with NPK. I add water and keep NPK to the water, and then I make liquid fertilizer, and then add to this after every 10 to 15 days, and this soil will be perfect for them, and they'll grow very well in this soil. So I have shown you how to make the soil porous, well drained, and at the same time given nutrition to the soil for the plants. So this soil is very perfect for the succulents, and succulents grow in winter season. They like to grow in winter season. They don't like summer season at all. So whenever you plant, replant, transfer the plants into other pots, do it in winter season. And be careful, don't to disturb the roots. Their hair like roots are very very delicate, and whenever you divide the succulent, do it in the winter season, and then the plants will flourish. And add NPK regularly, add bone meal, add vermicompost when required, and your plants will flourish. So succulents need all these things to grow. And seaweed and bone meal is very good for succulents. And this vermiculite, perlite, this is very necessary, river sand, to add to the soil. This will make the soil well drained, porous, and at the same time it holds water, and so that the soil air pores, or the porous, it makes the soil porous, and the soil does not become hard if vermiculite and perlite is added, because they give out water when needed, and just pores are left. They make the soil porous, and air pockets are left in the soil, and which are very necessary for the soil, for the succulents. They like porous and airy soil, not the soil which is hard, and they don't like very hard soil, because their hair like roots can grow and flourish and just spread in the porous and rocky type soil, not this not tight soil. One more thing I have to tell you, that when you start with the succulents, you should take this clay pots or terracotta pots that are better than the plastic pots, because these plastic pots don't dry up easily, and they just keep moisture in them, and roots can rot just by the more water. So in this clay pots, if your water is more than needed, then it will dry out, and they will keep they will keep the succulents dry, their roots dry, and they will not rot. So when you start with a succulent, or you are new to succulents, then you should take, first of all, you should take clay pots. And when you are experienced, after experience, then you can take these plastic pots. But when you start with the growing with succulents, then when you start growing the succulents, start the succulent, first succulent you grow, then you take this soil, this clay pots or terracotta pots. They are best for the succulents. During the summer season, it is the dormant season, so you don't have to give NPK, you don't have to give regular watering. Just you see that your succulents are not very hot, or not very hot, or they have not to bear so much temperature. So just you have to keep the succulents in semi shade, so that they are not destroyed by the harsh temperatures, and keep them. This is the dormant period for the succulents, so don't fertilize them, because they will not grow in this season. And when the winter approaches, then you can just add fertilizer to the soil, and add NPK to the water. Give liquid fertilizer only in winters is the growing season for succulents. So fertilize your these succulents in winter season regularly, and they will show so much growth in winter. But in summer they will go dormant, and then don't give them fertilizers, and don't give them more moisture. Just only some moisture is needed, but not more moisture. Don't make the root rot, because if we keep them drenched always, then the roots will rot, their hair like roots will rot. So In winters you have to take care of succulents more, and in summer season you just give them a semi shaded area, and you just keep watching, but don't over fertilize and don't over water. Just it is a dormant periods and they need rest, and in the summer in the winters they will be active again to grow, flourish, and then you can divide them, repot them, and you can enjoy them. So succulents are very beautiful. Love them and take care of them.